Welcome to this look at a new mod map on console on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on interior of MS Brazil. This is by Oito, 720.89 megabytes download. This had an update yesterday. The update was fixed for consoles, so it's new out on console. There are 16 required mods. As you can see by the vehicles and machinery going past, it's of typical Oito fare. Loads of detail, loads of stuff going on, loads of extra productions. I'd say this is a little bit watered down to previous maps when you think of Frontier and Evergreen Valley and things like that. So yeah, slightly pared down version, I think, personally. There are some instructions and a warning that I'm going to read out. It says, I recommend starting the map with only necessary mods, without the DLCs and other mods that add new fill types. This can change the mining products, dirt and sand. Later, you can activate the mods you want. So you need to come onto here first, at least first, with just the required mods, no DLCs, nothing that's going to add in extra fill types, any other crop types, anything else you might want. And then it should be fine. I think what was happening was people were going onto the maps and the dirt and sand on different maps was changing into other products depending on what had been put in. So just a warning. Because there are some crops and things in here under greenhouses which are you don't need the DLCs for. You'll see what I mean as we go around the map. So I haven't got Platinum or Premium Expansion on. This is standard as it goes. There's one extra crop type added in as a crop. There's also a greenhouse, which I'll show you in a moment. That is millet. Actually, if we're going, let's have a look at... Actually, let's go into here first. So, this is the map. Let's do this first. The map looks like this. Road running across there. River comes down and splits. Running across there. We start with plot 17, which is 163,489. So new farmer we have it. Field and plot prices aren't too bad considering the size of them. There's a lot of plots that have these little bits on. I went around trying to buy up bits and bobs off camera to make sure I hadn't missed any sell points, sleep triggers, anything like that, productions. Some of these plots like this have a shed on them, a shed and a building, but no sleep triggers, nothing like that. This bit here is a bit of kind of agroforestry. Again, it's got a shed, but there's no productions on those bits there. Not all of the map can be purchased, but pretty much all of it, like this roadway can't be in the middle. But these plots here can be bought. He says, not being able to purchase that one, that's weird. I think it's got something else on it. And the ones that can be purchased that have houses on them here in the town, and I'll show you that in a moment, they have a post behind them. You also see in a field out here. If you cut the post down, it'll remove the buildings within that little block. So if you wanted to put productions or other things on there, sell points and things, you can. It gives you a bit of scope to do that. I like that. That's a good feature. We will talk about... That was all of that. Map, field prices, yes. Under vehicles and stuff. So mods and DLC. So these are the additional, as well as some other buildings and bits and bobs. So mods and DLCs thrown in here. But also under interior of MS Brazil, we've got all of these. So a modifiable case 721, a modifiable Farmal C series 1066 Hydro. We have got pallets you can buy, so if you don't want to make your own pallets, you can buy them. Now, this is what's changed a little bit from previous maps as well. We've got maintenance tools. We've got mining equipment, rebar you can buy, so you haven't got to produce it. Vehicle parts, gas, cement, the liquid concentrates for fertiliser, herbicide, silage additive, and we've got tree saplings on here as well. So these are shipping containers on previous versions, so slight changes to those. So if there's various different things you need to be produced, you can come in and buy these. But again, if you don't want to run any of these productions, you don't have to. You can just come on the map and farm it as a regular farming map. If you don't want to produce your own pallets, you can come and buy them on here. Again, that's entirely up to you. Some of the productions, I think pretty much all the productions, as is common with a Oito map, require pallets. So we'll come out of there. Now we're going back to the build mode. So under build mode and sheds, if we come right out here, you'll see interior of MS Brazil, we've got a whole load of sheds. Under silos, we've got a load of silos under interior of MS Brazil, ranging in capacities. I think we've got one on this end, 300,000 litres. Then we go 600, 1,200, 2,400 and 3,600. That one's a 5 million. There's a few silo extensions. We also have some extensions, including the silo bags. I like those. That's pretty cool. Under container, we've got water towers and bits and bobs out here for purchase of water. Oh, and under here we've also got these. So these are our dilution tanks. So for making herbicide, liquid fertilizer, we've got those available under there. And you buy the concentrate. If you watch my Evergreen Valley series, I use them a fair bit on there. Under tools, we've got a large weighing station. Under farmhouses, we've got a whole load of decorative objects, farmhouse related, sleep triggers, tents, hammocks, all sorts of things. So you can pick and choose what you want for your sleep triggers in there. If we come up to our productions, factories around the end there, we've got the food factory. That's a good point. That wasn't on the map. Have I missed it? I'm sure it's not on the map. But it's there available to place down with a whole load of extra goods and products that can be made from it. Or with it, should I say. I'm sure I didn't miss that. I'm going to have to check the map. Under sell points, they're standard, they're base game stuff. Under greenhouses, so interior of MS Brazil, there we go. Greenhouse, that's got extra, I think it was cabbage. It's got watermelon, it's got potato you can do in there. Sugar beet and... I said carrot, didn't I? Potato, carrot, yeah, cabbage, sugar beet. Does require pallets on there as well, but you can make all of those things without having to have the premium expansion on. Under orchards, there was nothing. Generators, nothing. Animals, there was only one under required mods, but nothing added in by the map maker. If we go to decoration, there's a ton under fences. If we scroll out here, we'll get to them in a minute. Interior of MS Brazil, there we go. There's a whole load under fences for you to have a look at, all sorts of stuff there. There's a load under lights, as you can see here. Again, have a look through. Under others, I didn't think we had anything. Then we come to landscaping. Under painting, we've got a whole load of painting textures for you to choose from. Under trees, again, a whole load thrown in under trees. And then a whole load thrown in under plants. So, plenty to be getting on with, added in from zero. Oito. I've started here across the road because the actual vehicle shop, you start in the vehicle shop normally. I've also put some money in to help me out to get us going. But there's music playing inside the store, so you can see the store trigger is just inside there. Sliding doors that open and close, and then we've got the workshop trigger. I'll go around. I have sped up time. These gates are locked until 9 AM, and at 9 AM they automatically open. I've purchased this or leased this because I'm going to need that in a little while. So workshop trigger just down the side here. What I do love as well, as always, let's say Zero Oito's maps, the level of immersion, the vehicles that are travelling around, you've got engines running, factories going, smoke coming out of chimneys. It adds that whole extra level, which I really like that on his maps. So this comes with the store. Actually, I suppose what we should do, let's have a look at our start equipment. There we go. So here, these are our owned items. We've got nothing under leased items that you start with. I put that in. So this telehandler, often you'll start on these maps with a wheel loader. So that's not under our stuff, that's under the map, and you can see the bits and bobs. We'll go and see those as we get around. But what we're going to do is grab the bucket. This goes at 34 miles an hour, so it's not going to be too much of a slouch as we go. Straight across the road, we've got supermarket sell point. Just there. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to do a very strange route round. I realised as I was doing my prep, and I've made all my notes already, that I went completely against the flow of traffic as I came around the town. We're going to go out of town first. Just there, we've got a recyclables centre. So when you get trash and things like that, you can bring it to here for your recycling. With any of the productions, any of things like that, any sell point on the map, go into the prices menu, have a look. Look down at each individual item, look across to the right, and it will tell you the places that can be sold there. So if you're not sure what can be sold there, the other option is to look on the right hand column. As you scroll up and down, anything that says recycling centre can be taken there. So we've got a few fields like this that have got, now I'm looking thinking they're stones, they must be stones, which seems odd. They could be termite mounds, but they don't quite have the shape. So rocks or termite mounds, whatever they might be, but a little bit like tree removal. You can work around them if you want, you can leave them if you want, but if you buy the field, you do have a sign like this. If you cut that with a chainsaw, it will remove all of the rocks and stones in said field. So, continuing on to our right, we will drive in there, but this is a sell point, big old facility. Again, you get this a lot on Brazilian maps. And let's say it starts, sorry. This map is based on a region based on several areas of the interior of the state of Mato Grosso do Sul. So MS, Brazil. So not one specific area, but based on a few. Yeah, so a lot of facilities and stuff usually on Brazilian maps. Huge facilities. But the sell point itself is directly ahead of us, inside there. And this is the warehouse for selling grains. And the sell point is just through here. In here. Now, I'm going to double check. I don't know. Can we buy the plot of land? We can buy the plot of land. We can't buy the bit in the middle. But all the plot of land around it. So there's a bit of space around here. So if you wanted to put in extra bits and bobs, sell points, productions, things like that might link up with this, or just you fancy just putting something else in there. I don't think... I will double check. Actually, you know what? It doesn't hurt to do it, does it? What am I doing? Let's go to there, buy that, do that, and that. Nothing else comes up trigger-wise, but can we remove any of these? No, I didn't think we'd be able to. Well, it doesn't hurt to check if there's any of the actual... objects can be removed, but the fact you can buy the land does give you a bit of room, a bit of scope to throw a few bits and bobs in if you want to. But as far as the actual stuff here, it is fixed in place. Right, next door we've got the distribution centre sell point. So logistics distribution centre is next door, another sell point, and it's round the back. Like I said, I did a strange route round. I'm not quite sure why. I think I looked on the map and I was assuming that certain locations had other sell points and things on them. So I thought, when I get up to there and I buy that, I'll show this bit. When I get to here, I'll show that. And as I was buying the land, they didn't have things on them, which surprised me. I really did think with the Oito map there was going to be far more. But this is what I'm talking about. Things like this on maps. There's a section, or a couple of sections later on, where there's a bulldozer going around as well. It's just very cool. It just adds that extra. You come around the corner and think, oh wow, that's cool. There we go. Distribution centre sell point, just there. Now, plot 30, no, not plot 33, plot 3, which is up in the northwest of the map. It has a pile of sand on it. So if you buy the land, you've got access to a pile of sand. There are some productions and bits later on that may require sand. And there's a mine later on we'll get to as well, which also has sand on it. But if we go across the road just there, we're not going to, but if we go across the road just there, and I will show you again on the map. So we're here. If you go up here and follow the side of the left-hand side of the river going up here, this plot here, plot 3, has a little house on it. No sleep trigger or anything, but again, there's plenty you've seen in the build mode, and there's a pile of sand there you've got access to once you purchase the land. Now, I did test that as well to make sure it worked. The mine, when we get to later on, that's a different kettle of frogs, because that's something a bit different. I'm going to buy plot 7 now. Doesn't add any sleep triggers or anything, but you'll see when we get to it, because that's where I'm going to show you. Oh, I'll tell you what I should do while I'm here. Let's go to tools. I probably could do with purchasing chainsaw. Yeah, that's right. So, I've got this bucket on. I'm driving this rather than grabbing a pickup, because we do have a pickup at the main farm, which we're going to use the rest of the map tour. But there was a pile. I went around checking all the various different piles of things that I came across. I checked off camera to make sure they were what I thought they were, apart from one at the main farm. And my initial thought was, oh, that's a pile of lime. Then as I was getting ready to start recording, I thought, oh, hang on, it could have been solid fertiliser. So I've got this to double check, just to make sure. So this plot here we purchased. Now this entire block here we've purchased, but as you can see, it's in different sections. The gate's open, so we've got houses within that plot we purchased. There's another one there, water point and stuff like that. But each one has got a post, a plate behind it, like that. So if we do this now, if we get that just right, like that. It only removes this house, it won't remove all of them. There we go. There you go. On this plot here, this one's got a separate post, the one behind it's got a separate post, as you can see just there. So you can remove various different bits. Again, if you wanted to add in your own stuff, you can. I don't know if I'm just to check demolish. Can we remove the walls? We can. And the gates, there we go. So as far as it goes for building, if you want to add more stuff in, there's a lot of scope to do that in the town. Nice touch. There we go. So we've got the sell point, we've got the distribution centre, we've got the warehouse for selling grains, and the sell point is just there. So like it a lot. Right, from here. I'll keep this in the front. This is going to go down well in the town, isn't it? Me driving through the high street. Well, bumpy old ground. Right. We've got a gas station just ahead of us. Just there. There is a workshop trigger just over there as well, so I kind of, you know, a garage added on, so if you need to do any repair and maintenance, again, that level of immersion. Look at that. That is so cool. It's very, very cool indeed. Gas station just there, and we're going to cut across the road. Again, what I like, you've got some construction going on. You've got vehicles that drive past, and then like that, every now and again you've got a vehicle that will come in and fuel up. They come off the main road, come in and fuel up. I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see me pointing at the screen, and then drive back out onto the main road. Excellent details. So yeah, you've got construction work going on, where they're obviously filling holes and things like that. And they've got a roller over there as well, all coned off. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so I went completely the wrong way around here. I made a right old gaff of this, so I'm going to go this way, and we'll jump in and have a look at some of the productions and things available. So in here we have a bakery. There are collectibles. I meant to say there are 22 collectibles, 12 rare coins. You'll see those dotted all over the place, and there are also banknotes which you'll come across as well by the bakery for 45 grand. Now, as far as recipes go, so what I was saying, they all require pallets, but you've got 2 of each. One with gas, one without gas. The one without gas, like that one for the bread, will give you 2 bread and 0.5 trash. If you use gas as well, it's 2.5 bread. So if you use the gas, you get a better recipe. Cycles per month are the same, but the actual recipe goes up a little bit if you add gas into the mix. You don't have to if you don't want to, but all of them will require pallets regardless. And you've also got, rather than just bread and cake, you've got chocolate cake thrown in here as well. Nice touch. We're on the back of here. If we open that up. So we've got the bakery we've just seen at the front. So the bakery putting stuff in is done here, and then we've got the restaurant sell point just around the back there. Now this plot here, we've got the school. That is a plot where you can, I think you can remove buildings as well on that plot. I don't know if you can remove the entire school. That would be a bit harsh, wouldn't it? There is a post there, so potentially you can. So if we come round to here. We've got woodworking, so this is basically your carpentry. But you'll see when we purchase this that we've got, from longboards we can make pallets. So this is our pallet production using longboards or planks, and you'll see there longboards and planks. So we can make pallets, we can make wood chip, or they will make wood chips, and then we've got furniture as well from our longboards or planks. The longboards and planks will need to be made at the sawmill. So this is basically carpentry, but again we've got additional stuff in here without having the platinum expansion. From here, across the road. Oh, mind the car. We've got the pizzeria, and we have got the clothing store sell points. So the buildings themselves are at the front, the sell points are at the back. Pizzeria and clothing store just there. Like I said, all these sort of things. No, Oito is not the only person that does that on maps, obviously. But like I said, I love the immersion of that on maps. There you go, there's your pizzeria. And if you come around the back here, you see our building materials store. So this is a sell point. I'm going to swing around so I don't get in anyone's way. Okay, so I was blocking traffic before. So sell point here, and again, like I said earlier, if you're not sure what can be sold here, if you go into the prices menu, scroll down the stuff and look to the right hand side, anything that says building materials store can be sold here. As you see, we've got things like bricks, we've got planks, there's sand, there's dirt, there's all sorts of stuff that can be sold at the building materials store. Right, where was I going next? I recall. Sorry, old bean. So just past here, I'll get that in just a second, we have got along here the tailors, and we'll get around to the back of it in a moment. This is the front of the tailors, so as far as purchasing it goes, and you've got your wardrobe trigger just there. So here's your tailors, so you can buy your tailor for 100,000. That's a standard tailor, nothing over above that. Around the back here, we've got the spinnery sell point. We've already seen the recycling centre around the back. We're going to get back around to that in just a moment. Like I said, I did a kind of weird route round, so here you go. There's your spinnery. Hang on, it was spinnery. It wasn't. I'll just check my notes. It is, but that'll make more sense in a moment, because I think the points around the back there is, yes, for buying the spinnery, but dropping your stuff off is done there. Hence the lorry with the bales on it just there. I think that's to give you that indication of this is where you're supposed to bring your bales to. You'll see in a moment as we get around the other side. Right, let's get around there. So there you go, back to recycling centre. Hop out. So we're at the back of the tailors, just there, and over here, there you go, just your spinnery. So whilst you drop the stuff off there and your pallets will spawn here, this is where you buy your spinnery, and again, standard stuff, fabric wool, fabric cotton. Right, plenty more to see and do. Let's hop in. Onwards! So we need to go right the way through. No, lorry, please stop. Oh, panic. Right the way out here. Oh, we're on bouncy territory again. Just over there is the grain elevator sell point. On the side of that is an animal food buy station. Things like silage and wheat for chickens, and you know, I don't know if oats was on there. I'll show you what I've been talking about every time I mention this. We go into here and we go up to our, there we go, our prices menu. So you see there where it says wheat and then go across, it says animal food. So the animal food buy station, nothing shown for barley. Oats, I'm surprised oats isn't on there for horses. That is interesting. Sorghum is, that'll be for chickens. Corn is, pigs I guess. None of that though. Silage is on there. But grass, hay and straw isn't. So as far as making total mixed ration, I mean, depends if on certain maps, depending on the animal types, sometimes you can just feed silage. But anyway, that, have a look through, and that's what you'll be able to buy from the animal food buy station. Cool, blimey. Getting a proper old workout here, aren't we? Don't need the way station, so there we go. The sell point for the grain elevator is just through there, and our animal food buy station is just there. Actually, we might be able to with the bucket. Let's have a look and see what it gives us the option. Start filling wheat, total mixed ration, pig food, corn, mineral feed, silage, sorghum, wheat. Okay. So we can do a full total mixed ration if we want to, and pig food if we want to. Right, back up to the main road. We're going to head to the farm, the start farm on New Farmer. We'll talk about slot count, we'll talk about the difference between, there we go. Come on, speed up, son. There we go. I do like a bit of bumpy terrain. It adds a little something. It's interesting, when I drove along here when I was doing my prep, there was a bulldozer driving along here, so I'm assuming it does a loop around. I just happened to catch it at the right time. I was hoping we'd see it again. So I'm going to cut across the grass, right? I shouldn't do, but... Cross the river. Next turn on the left. Just here. Whoa. Okay. I did this in a pickup last time, which turned a lot sharper and easier. More stones in the fields. Talked about those earlier. So, the start farm. Slot count on new farmer is 1,295. Slot count on farm manager and start from scratch is 1,076. Difference being, on farm manager and start from scratch, you don't start with any of the vehicles, you don't start with any of the buildings, you don't start with the animal pen. None of it is here. We'll get to our sleep trigger and stuff in just a moment. That barn building combo is a 300,000 litre capacity. Just want to double check this, why I bought this out here. Line. Brilliant stuff. Right, I thought about all of that just to check that. Cows over here, we've got 20 out of a potential 400. Just there. Nice mixture of Brownsmiths and Holsteins. Exactly. Start equipment. Nice chunky Valtra. Like I say, a lot of these are part of the additionals added in, so different capacities, different styles, different options. This is one of the required mods that has the option to disconnect the bed, and you'll see over here we've got a selection of, I don't want to turn the lights on, a selection of different backs for this livestock trailer, tanker, cultivator just over there. We go through the gap, we have got our pickup. I'm going to grab that for the rest of the tour. Then in the house, just here, the side doors open, they do. You can go in the front door as well. We've got light switch just there. Open this door here. We've got our sleep and wardrobe triggers just inside the house here. And this is what I was saying about as far as collectibles go. Now there are various different ones of these. They're not all exactly the same. So spoiler alert, but this is actually not too bad. If we collect that, a whole... Is it $1? I assume it's $1. There's some where there's stacks. It's a stack of them, and you get a little bit more. I think I found one was a 50. And when you collect all of them, you get a bonus. So, come through here. So, 300,000 litres, and there are quite a few in the build mode, as we've already seen. I am really curious now, I'm not going to lie. I should have gone up, shouldn't I? I'm looking at the map now. That food production building, it's not on here. I'm looking at all the plots that it could potentially be on. So I suddenly thought, maybe I missed it. I've missed the plot of land it's on. We've got the rest of the map to go around yet. I don't think I did. So it's in the build mode for you to use if you want to. That's something I was going to talk about. So if we scroll down here and we look at our productions, you'll see all the various different things we can do. So we've got soybean oil, canned corn, canned olives, yogurt we'll get to later on, tomato sauce, ketchup. Then these are from the greenhouse. Then we've got soy milk, and these are the other bits as well, maintenance tools, mining equipment, those kind of things. They can be sold if you want to as well. The trash, chocolate cake, we've seen all that already. Dirt, sand, charcoal, we'll get to that as well. Yeah, so I'm just, was a bit concerned that I had missed it. So rest of our equipment, harvester with corn header, regular header and header trailer, fertiliser and lime spreader, and our planter just there. We do also have in the silo here, if you look bottom right, we have got 35,000 litres of soybean and 20,000 litres of corn already stored in here, which again on farm manager and start from scratch you won't have because none of it's all. Oh yeah, while I'm doing it, on those game modes, this will look like this. So there you have it. You will still start with the farmhouse, but nothing else. So let's hop in. Oh, she be a throaty one. So, leaving the farmhouse behind, we're now heading up to the northeast of the map. Take a bit of a drive out. And once we've done that, then we're going to head to the southern half, I suppose technically half, of the map. And take in all the rest of that. I think it's the next one I want. So as I was saying about these plots, when we look at the map earlier, there's a lot of these plots that have just a shed on them, whether it be an open building. Most of them, not most of them, some of them have a little building next to it, which you can use as a farmhouse, I guess. But when you buy them, they don't come up with a sleep trigger, so you can add sleep triggers in. We've already seen under build mode. There are plenty of those as well. That bit I was saying about the sort of agroforestry, you've got small strips here. Again, if you purchase that land, there's no triggers or anything on it, but you have got another large shed and building. So you've got these strips in amongst the trees. Something a little bit different. Then we go to the right. Whoa. So at the back on this now, I'll slide a lot. So, right the way through, so right up in the northeast corner, we've got two of these. These are the charcoal factories, coal factories, which can be purchased. The land can't be purchased, but the factories can. So just through here, there you go. Factory coal, you bring your wood and you can turn it into packets of charcoal which can be sold. We saw those in the products menu a little while ago, so there's two of those here. And then we've got our sawmill. Now again, I'm going to buy the sawmill because even without the platinum expansion on, this does have some additionals put in. Your wood chip point is just there, so when your productions are running. I do like the fact this is all custom stuff. It's not just plonked down a sort of standard sawmill that's been modified slightly. This is it's all new clobber. Very nice. So click on there. 200, and it's a bit more expensive. There's a couple of them that are like this. We can do planks, we can do wooden beams, we can do long boards, and we can manufacture pallets. So the carpentry in town will require some of these things if you want them. You can take them directly and sell them if you want to. Places like the building materials store. Pallets can be done here as well as in town as well if you want to. But if you don't want to do pallets, like we've already seen, you can buy them directly if you want to just buy pallets. That's up to you also. There is a wood chip pile here, and what often is the case, well, I'll show the map where we are. So we've come up here to we did all the town, did all that, came down, did the grain elevator and the animal food buy point, came across the bridge to the main farm. We've come up here to this one, past all that bit there, and we're now here. So, now it must have been when I bought the sawmill. That's good, brilliant stuff. So when I bought the sawmill, that's why it's more expensive. You get the land as well. I was going to say, because there's a big old pile of wood chips there, and if normally you have to buy the land to get access to them. We've bought the land, we have access to them. So wood chips are just there. Your wood delivery sell point, depends if you bought it or not. It could be a sell point. If not, delivery for your products. Well, there goes the back end. Let's head south, shall we? Some of the productions are quite noisy. You might have already noticed that. Whoa, whoa. Easy, tiger. I like the fact as well, lorries and stuff are going past, they're dirty, they're dusty. They look like they've been on a long drive, you know. And they fit the map as well. So, next right. This large-ish facility just over here is our dairy. So open the doors. So for a lot of these plots, once you buy the production, you'll get the land. You don't necessarily get the land separately, and again, it gives you a bit of space. Not a huge amount. look, as well, look. That's what I'm talking about. Look at it. Fans going and stuff coming out, and you know, it just works. So, dairy. Again, a bit more pricey, but you get the land. Butter, cheese, chocolate, yogurt, and yogurt. Now, it's interesting that that one, that'll give you 1.5. That's without strawberries. And then that one with strawberries will give you a 2 on your recipe. Cycles per month are the same. And what's coming out is still yogurt. There's not yogurt and strawberry yogurt. It's just yogurt that comes out. But yogurt is in addition to... so it must be that other factory then that's not on the map that is in the build mode that will give you your soy drinks and soy milks and things like that. The food factory. I don't know if that's an omission, whether it's... I'm assuming it's intentional that it's not on the map. But if I have missed it on one of the plots, I do apologise. Oh, there you go, here it is. That just drives around the map. Having a great old time. Must take a while to get round at that speed, but... So off to the right, that is just, I think it's called, is it a mesa? I say every time I do map tours like this, I think it's a mesa. Go around up onto the top of there, there's a shed and a little building. There's a field up on there you can go up to. It's not a quarry or anything like that. A quarry we're going to get to in a little while. Which again is a little bit different to the previous versions on the different maps. This is our biogas. Again, this one, once you purchase it, you get the land as well. Come on, there we go. And again, not just plonked. It's a very different style. I think this is a 1 megawatt. I think it's 1.1 million, 1.6 million. It's quite expensive. 1.6. There we go. It's fairly standard as far as what comes in and what goes out. Nothing in addition to, no methane or anything like that. But like I said, I do like the tanks. They look weathered, you know. Oh, we can open the gate. That's pretty cool. Like I say, just something a bit different. All the pipe work. It's all that kind of stuff. It's all that effort. Even down to this. A post to stop the gate swinging back too far. It's, you know, all these little details. Very nice indeed. Biogas plant. Next on our travels. Make sure I don't lose the back end, otherwise we're all over the gaff. I don't know why I'm using that word. That's the word of the day. Why that's in my head for some reason. So we'll turn in here first. Another large facility. Swap out. So just here. So we get our brick and precast factory. Concrete blocks, bricks, concrete slabs, concrete beam. All this stuff required. Water, cement, dirt, sand, pallet, rebar. We've already seen you can buy the rebar, you can buy pallets, you can buy pallets of cement if you want to. Dirt and sand we're going to see in a moment what we need to do with that. And then our outgoing products just here with various different pricings for them. Again, it's you don't have to do it, you don't have to run it. It's there if you want to. I am looking forward to 25 with the new construction stuff in there as well. That things like that now, if you're going to be making, I don't know what that's going to require, what materials, but our lumber and stuff, whether we are going to have the option to make cement or concrete or any kind of metal work or whatever might be required, fabrics and ropes and things like that. If we are going to be building our own properties, our own farmhouses, our own barns, it gives you a better end game than just having, you know, yes, I've made rebar, but to what end? What's it for? Now you notice here I've got no triggers or anything showing. If we come around to this building here, now this is our mine, now sort of central mine area. We're going to get to the quarry itself in just a moment. But if we come over to here to buy our mine, again, pretty expensive, but you get a fair old chunk for that. So if we go into here now, we've got a cement production and we've got a mine. So we've got to extract dirt, sand, and to produce lime, and we've got to produce cement. And as you can see there, we've got things like maintenance tools. In this one, we've got maintenance tools, mining equipment, vehicle parts. They're also available in that menu we saw earlier. Stones, water in, and that will give us the various different things out that are required for various other different productions. So depending on what it is you want to go for, or you can just sell the stuff once it's being produced. So that's the production for that. But you also notice now that cement factory, the triggers are now there separately. So if you want to just run the cement, you can. If you want to run the whole lot from one place, you can. But that's opened up these triggers. Drop-off points for various different items are all here. So there you go. That's how cement works. And then the mine itself is just down the track there. And actually what we'll do, we'll have a look at the map, because I'll show you, because we've bought the property. So we came down there to dairy, all the way across there, biogas, down here, that was our brick and prefab, was it prefab? What was it called? Yes, that bit. Then here, we now own all of this, including the quarry, including the bits on the other side of the road. So that 1 point, whatever million it was just now, takes in all of that. That's important, but it comes with a catch. I'm not quite sure. It might just be. It may require an update. Might require something. I'm not too sure. There you go. There's your water tower, water point. If we come down into the quarry, you'll see as we get a bit further in. Oh, that's not good. Let's move out of his way. We've got sand. All here. I love the texture of this, the look of that, with little bits of stone and stuff in it as well. It's a very cool texture, rather than just that sort of just flat. This is sand. Now if I drive across this, you'll see, look, it squishes it out under the tyres. That has a substance to it. So all this stuff around this side, you can just pick this up. We own the quarry, it's ours now. This humongous pile in the middle here doesn't. Look, and we can drive into it. I think something might have gone wrong there. So I'm pretty sure we're supposed to, I don't know, maybe we're not supposed to, but around the outside we can grab the sand, this sand we can't. Over here we do have stone. I have checked this stone can be picked up and that can be put into here. The sand doesn't, the sand's for other stuff, but I like the fact this is constantly moving as well. Without sound effects, stone goes in there, so there's various different points around that facility that will take all the various different things that are required for the various different products. Moving on from our mine. Across another rather rickety bridge, then up a steep hill. Easy tiger. To the grain warehouse. This is a sell point. Now again, this may be you've taken on a contract. Did I mention contracts are available? I don't know if I did. I said about the extra crop type being millet. Contracts are available, so if you get a contract and it tells you you've got to deliver it here, this is where you've got to bring it to. So this is your grain warehouse. Another large facility. It's just the sell point here. Again, we'll double check on the map. Here, can we buy the land separately? We can buy the land separately. So again, if you want to put any extra productions, sell points, anything else on here, we have got the option to do so. Actually, I'm going to check the shed. Did we get the shed space, or is that just decorative? Just decorative by the looks of things. Doesn't hurt to have a look, does it? Right, let's go. Right. I keep saying right, apologies. Next facility along. Now, I'm going to say this out loud, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way or be angry with me or anything like that. On the list of Oito maps, I'm not sure if, like I said, this is at the start, this is a kind of paired, watered down version. When you think of Frontier and how packed to the gills that was, and Evergreen Valley, I played on both of those, and I did map tours on, I think, all of the others. I don't know if this is just, I don't know if it seems as polished, you know. Maybe I'm doing a disservice. I don't know. Compared to the others, I don't. Maybe it's a slightly different style, possibly. Maybe why I'm feeling that. I don't know. just a feeling I'm getting. I'm trying to put my finger on why I'm thinking that, why I'm feeling that. I'm not quite sure. So, this large facility, whoa, here. That's something Giants haven't put into FS25, unfortunately, is drifting. That'd be quite cool. So, just here, this is the flour factory, big old facility. So, again, we get the land with that as well. Wheat, barley, oat and sorghum, plus corn flour, plus soybean flour. So, all of those, they all do require pallets, every single recipe, unfortunately. But outgoing product is flour. So, one product out, not separate flours, not a corn flour, nothing like that, just flour coming out. But we can bring extra crops to the flour factory. Which brings us to the last of the facilities on this tour. Cool. So just off to our left as we come around now, we've got the animal dealer. Oh, I don't know why I'm looking at stuff over to the right, thinking it's an automatic gate. It's not an automatic gate, is it? Oops, just staved the front of my vehicle in. Round to our left, we've got the animal dealer sell point, so our bale sell point, the various different things that the usual animal dealer sell points will take. Over here, we've got our buy points. So if we want to buy our slurry and manure, we've got a slurry and manure, so a slurry lagoon just there, manure points. If you want to buy those, if you haven't got animals yet and you want to use those for your fields, you can, or you might have other productions that require them. Now, livestock market animal dealer is just here. We do have some cows in the background. I thought they were static for a moment, but they're not. They are animated. So, if we come back down this track here, it'll bring us back around to the stones field that we went past right at the start. And that's the map. Like I said, I haven't come across that facility anywhere. Let's go back to our map and have a look. So yeah, from there, back along there, flour factory, animal dealer, back round to here. As far as I can tell, like I say, that there, 77, if we buy that and do that and that. No triggers come up. All these various different plots. You do get the sheds, but there's no sleep triggers, there's no factories, there's no facilities that I can tell. That is interior of MS Brazil by Oito. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.